of the authors. Any content provided by our bloggers or authors are of their opinion and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, municipality, individual, or anyone or anything.
He's a surgeon. He's a 100-ton boat captain. He's a lieutenant on Seaside Heights Beach Patrol in New Jersey. He's a member of the Coast Guard Auxiliary. He's Dr. Michael Kachmar. Need answers to your medical questions? We have them. Listen in to hear latest on medical topics related to all that and more.
For that. Hello, everyone.
Like
this is
City of Refuge.
Yeah, this is Dr. Michael Kachmar. How's everyone today? This is Lifeguarding with Dr. Michael Kachmar. Today's date is September the 20th, year of our Lord 2022, and we have Tyler here. Say hello, Tyler. Tyler, you look like you kind of dressed warm for today.
I'm chilling. You know, yesterday was National Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Let me hear your best pirate impression.
I don't have.
You got a pirate impression, Kachmar?
I don't have much.
Ahoy, mateys.
We have Sean here.
Hello.
So
Arg.
We're all pirates in here.
There was a when I used to go down the Caribbean a lot, there was this place in Tortola, and there was this guy. He goes all around the Caribbean. He has a boat, and him and his wife, they sail around, and he sings and he does pirate jokes and stuff like that, you know, and he's like so corny, but everybody's drunk, and he's not. I wouldn't say he's that good, but he's great. You know, you're away, you're on vacation, and he'd be like, you know, what's the most favorite letter in the alphabet for a pirate?
Arr.
Arr. You know, everybody's like, hey!
Is his boat like a little pirate boat?
Nah, but he goes all around to these different places and does these pirate things, you know, and it's pretty neat. So, and I don't know if he's still around. You know, when Irma hit the Caribbean, it just destroyed everything. I got to get rid of my phone here.
What do you guys think it is about pirates that people are so drawn to? Sean?
They're free. They were, you know, like
freedom.
Didn't really live by any rules, supposedly, but
you know what's interesting about the pirates? Yeah, it seems like it's free, and they were you know, washbuckles and all that. But swashbuckles.
Wash your buckles.
But they weren't the nice people, and but they kind of, we talked about this one time before. They kind of ran a democracy, you know.
Yeah, so the way they operated was noble in some ways, but also not really.
I don't know about that.
Well, it's
yeah.
Well, the really cool thing about that was, and like we have talked about this before, but how pirates don't have like, it's not like a dictatorship, you know. If a crew is unhappy with how a pirate's going about his business, they can vote him out and vote in a new pirate captain. I say pirate the whole time.
A lot, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the whole idea.
You were going with it.
I think the whole
Hopefully
idea.
the audience knew what I was saying.
I think the whole thing, to me, what pirate envisions is that this freedom, you know. And when I talk about this guy down in the Caribbean, he used to sail around. There was another group. There was about, I would say, 6, 7 girls, and they were in their 20s, early 20s, and they would sail, and they just the girls, and they would sail again around the island chains down the Caribbean, and you know, they'd be in Tortola, maybe St. Thomas. They go to St. Martin, you know, St. Bart's. Well, and it's not that far. And they would come to these parties, like in Tortola. They would have a full moon party, and this was every full moon. They had other parties, but let's just say they were coordinated to make the full moon party there, and it might be a couple thousand people at the full moon party. People who are sailing all around with their boats. They come to this one spot in Tortola, and these girls would show up, and what they would do is they would put on a show, and they would like have one where they would take a rope or a line and put it between 2 trees, only about a foot off the ground, and they would tight walk it, you know, like walk it. And they would try to get people from the audience to do it. And, of course, they would do that, and they would juggle, or they would have fire, you know, and like 2 ends of a stick, and they would swing it around, and then they would give it to somebody in the audience. And, of course, that always wound up. Their hair was burning, and, you know, it's like, but they made a lot of money. They would put the pot out for tips, and they would clean up, and people would take pictures with them. They kind of dressed up as pirates, but not like heavy duty. And then, you know, of course, it didn't hurt that they were smoking hot girls. And I thought they were pretty neat because they were unbelievable sailors. I heard that they were really good. I mean, you had to be decent to sail around there. You know, it's not. There's some days it's pretty nasty ocean.
I think we should all dress up like pirates on Halloween.
I'm about it
for a show.
Well,
would you wear an eye patch?
Yeah, down in the Caribbean, they like when you do charters. it's like almost inevitably you're going to have one your charter that they want to dress up as pirates. And I remember there's this boat, and it's hard for me to explain. We'll show this stuff down the road, but it's a thing called Willie T. It's about a 100-foot boat that's in the middle of this one bay, and it's a restaurant and bar, and they have 2 floors, and the one up top you dive off, people jump off and they go into the water and they come around, but so there's maybe like 400 or 500 boats all anchored around it. And people are on charters, and there's always somebody getting dressed up. Like the whole charter might be 8, 9 people on a boat, or 6 people. They all dress up. And I remember we were going on there. I had Ava with me, and Virginia and her daughters. And these people were leaving. They're done for the night, and they gave us all their pirate stuff. I mean, they had really nice stuff. So people really take it serious.
So you have pirate stuff?
Well, I mean, they gave it's like fake. I mean, a sword.
Do you still have like a costume?
Nah, I don't think so. But I tell you what,
good thing the Spirit Halloweens are starting to open back up.
Yeah,
I
pop
tell you,
up out of nowhere, like some abandoned building every year.
The second a building goes abandoned, Spirit Halloween's just like we're in there.
Well, I'll give you this one. Well, my buddy who had the boat, it was called Avalon. Now, this is a high-end charter boat, and they have what's called a boat show, and all of the people who charter boats, they would have them anchored up there, and the brokers from all around the world would come fly in there and check your boat out. And you would show them what kind of food you have, what kind of toys you have on the boat, the boat. So because Avalon, we did the whole thing with, Avalon is a English, mythical, I don't know, whatever. And
I have no idea what
I
Avalon
thought that's
is.
a town north of us.
No, that's Avalon. That this is you have to look it up.
That's Avon by this. No, there's
this
Avalon.
Yeah,
New
but this
Jersey,
is
right?
So we were dressed up in these outfits.
Look up in Avalon.
And I don't remember exactly. It was who belonged to, but we dressed up there. So there was a lot of people dressed up. So people would be dressed up in all different kind of things, and maybe the boat will have down
Oh,
there.
here you go. It's like some kind of like Asgard looking place.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it's a mythical. Yeah. So we dressed up in that kind of period dress.
Avalon.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think is the greatest pirate movie made of all time?
I mean,
I'd have to research that. Some of the
Dead
older
Man.
ones are way better.
they're better than Dead Man, like the new Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
See, my answer would be The Goonies.
You counting the Goonies?
Why would that not be a pirate movie?
There's not one living pirate in the whole film.
No.
Yeah, but it's completely centered around the story of a pirate.
And a treasure hunt.
And it's got everything.
Yeah, but
The Goonies is an amazing
you know what?
movie.
Before you answer that, you got to look at all the movies that are out there. There's one
What's a pirate
Mutiny
movie?
on the, and it's even not a pirate, but Mutiny on the Bounty was kind of the one where there's a lot of really really good movies. There's one with Burt Lancaster, I think. I have to go really back, but there's some really good movies. I know the Caribbean of the Sea with Johnny Depp is pretty good.
Mutiny on the Bounty.
Mutiny on the Bounty.
Let's see this
And
one.
then after this, let's look up 10 best pirate
there.
movies.
Oh yeah, this looks old school right here.
Oh yeah, that was
Is that Paul Newman?
No, that's
Oh no, that's no, don't tell me. That's the guy. He's like the guy.
Brando.
Brando, yeah. Brando. There's a rumor that him and Richard Pryor used
heard
to.
that. I heard that.
Did you know that?
No.
Yeah,
But I can tell you,
Brando and Richard Pryor used to do the eating.
Mutiny on the Bounty. It's not really pirate, but it's pretty wild. It's been written and there's been multiple movies. But there's some really good pirate movies that are really
Look up
crazy.
top 10 pirate movies. I like old movie posters. Like they just look like there was just so much more care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then you see what were the Catch? You might know this. The paintings that they used to use for backgrounds in movies. What were those called?
Backgrounds. What do you mean?
Paintings.
Like they like say you had like a big like mountain scene that you were
Right.
having like a helicopter fly over or something. Like, but the mountain scene itself would just be a painting that then they would like
I don't know.
superimpose.
But I tell you what, if you really want to see how even back then they were so good, you look at Wizard of the Oz. Wizard of the Oz was made in like, I don't know, the 30s. And how they did that,
definitely
right?
used
They
it.
did overlines. I mean, they did all kinds of stuff. But getting back to these movies with the Caribbean and pirates, there's so many out there. And I wouldn't just go by, the modern one. You guys got to really look at some of the old movies.
a matte painting.
I mean, Treasure Island,
Treasure Island. Let's see. We got a list of the top 10.
Muppet Pirate movie. I've seen that. I don't know what it's called.
Why
Where's
do we
the
have
top
Aegon Targaryen? The Crimson Pirate. I've never heard of that one. Have you?
No, that one I don't know. Keep going. Let me see.
The Seahawk.
Yes, that one I know.
You've seen that one?
Yeah, that guy there. I can't think of his name, but that's a great movie.
That's Captain Hook.
No. That's another
Peter
one.
Pan.
That's Peter Pan.
Yeah. Keep going. There's some really. Let me see.
Treasure Island.
That's
there
a
you
good
go.
one.
Shout out Sean for.
Yeah,
the Treasure Island. Shout out.
that's a classical, Treasure Island. And that Tortola, supposedly the island there is
the Treasure Island.
Yeah, in British Virgin
Wow.
Islands.
Fun fact: Treasure Island was Disney's very first completely live action film.
Wow.
Yeah,
Produced in 1950.
yeah. Captain
Did you hear
Phillips.
the theory
That is a pirate movie.
that is definitely a
I
pirate?
tell you
movie.
what,
a pirate movie.
that's a
Not
good
in-
movie.
I haven't seen Captain
I am
Phillips.
Listen,
I am the captain now.
I'm listen. I don't like Hank's politics, but I tell you what, you watch that
But he'd
movie,
like Chet
right?
Hanks.
No. But I tell you what, I
Hot
got to
Boy
tell
Summer?
you,
Was that his song? Hot Boy Summer.
no,
Or Fuck
but
Boy Summer. or
No,
something
White
like-
Boy Summer.
White Boy Summer.
you watch this movie, right? And when he gets back to the ship, like the emotion that builds in him, scared and angry and everything. When they rescue him and they put him on the, I guess it's a Navy ship, and he's talking to the doctor. He's like, he's got this emotion. It's amazing. I'm telling you right now, you feel it. You almost feel like you're gonna, like how you feel like, you almost died, and then you got saved, and the emotion that you're of being happy and I mean, it's just amazing. I tell you what, I got to give him a lot of credit. That was one of the best movies I've ever seen.
They say-
The emotion, the acting,
They say he was one of those dudes that was hanging out with Epstein and drinking adrenochrome.
Oh, I heard that. On the island.
Do you know about the adrenochrome?
No, but I could only imagine.
So allegedly, hard allegedly, we're going like into a
Be
deep
careful
hole
now.
here.
You might get what do you call
We're
it?
not getting
Well,
flagged for adrenochrome
you've
jokes.
gotten us flagged, so it's my turn to get us flagged.
Yeah.
No, so the story goes, and this comes from like the conspiracy nuts, that what they were doing on Epstein's island was they would take these kids, or just in general, at the place like
Where Hillary Clinton and the pizzas.
yeah, like any of these like elite, like super rich kind of like weird gatherings they have. What they say what they would do is they would take these children and like
Scare the hell out of them.
scare the living shit out of them to the point where their body is flooded with adrenaline, and then go through their eyeball and as they're alive extract adrenaline straight out of their pineal gland, and then they
And that keeps people young forever.
yeah,
Listen to
and
me.
then they
Listen to
inject
me.
that.
Listen to me.
and-
You know
and
what?
drink
You know
it.
what? You know what? I don't believe that, but I tell you what I do believe. These guys were banging young girls. I don't know about Tom Hanks, but
Okay,
no.
back to the.
But that's what they were doing here. But let me get.
Would there just real quick?
Let's
as
keep
a
on the
doctor,
pirate.
as a doctor,
Right.
would there be any medical benefit to like mainlining adrenaline like that?
You could get epinephrine. No, it's just you'll have a heart attack. That's stupid. Let's go. Show me the rest of it. Yeah, you guys get up. Just keep going here. I tell you what, that's a great movie though, Captain Phil. Let's stay on, and I want to talk about some.
A High Wind in Jamaica. What's this?
That's another good movie. Now that I remember it, see this guy, the actors here. See, it's the key is the actors in there. Keep going. That's
scroll down, let me see.
what's his name? Slow down. Let me look at his name there.
Oh, Hook is a great movie.
Yeah, Richard Hughes novel. I can't think of it. No. So keep going. The Hook is a good one.
Have you seen with Robin Williams?
Yeah.
Have you seen this, Tyler?
That's a good kid one.
This
Kind of.
is-
The
This
Hook
is a great
good.
kid movie.
Yeah, The Hook is good. That's another good one.
The Hook.
It's grown up Peter Pan, and
Yeah.
But I thought Peter Pan's thing is he doesn't grow up.
so this is like Peter Pan 2 basically, and he comes back, and all the Lost Boys are lost without him. Captain Hook took over. Like
That's
it's-
ironic, isn't it? The Lost Boys being actually lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they were always they were the Lost Boys.
Let's see what else you got there.
Would you rather be
Keep
Peter
going.
Pan or Captain Hook? Minus the whole getting eaten by a crocodile part.
I think it kind of alludes to that you want to be Hook and you don't want to be Peter. Or no, Hook is the guy, the bad guy that doesn't want to
Well,
let the
eventually
kids.
Peter Pan has to grow up. Let me
No,
look
but
at
the thing is, like, Hook is the guy that wants kids to grow up too quick. Is like
Yeah.
the foil.
Yeah.
So you want to find the balance.
Yeah.
Let's
The
see,
foil.
is that it?
Yo, nice literary term,
Yeah,
Sean.
Is that it?
Scott.
Is
Let's
that it?
go. The Buccaneer.
That sounds like a good movie.
Yeah, I know these people. I can't think of his name. He's another good one. That's another good. They got these are unbelievable actors. This one I don't. This one I don't know anything. Why is that?
I told you. You've never seen the Goonies?
No, but I don't.
Get
yeah.
out of here.
guys?
Seriously?
No, I never saw that one.
Catch. You got some homework to do this week.
That one I never
I'll,
said.
I'll watch
Keep
whatever
going.
black and white bullshit you recommend for
Keep
me.
going.
And
You
then
gotta
can
watch the
You
Goonies.
can watch the Goonies.
Catch Goonies never say die.
The aptly named Pirates.
Yeah.
Yeah, Goonies never say die. There's a lot of good life lessons in that movie.
Wait, go down.
Captain Blood, you know this
that's
one?
a good one. Yeah. Ooh, that's a good.
Here's the deal.
That's
Sean
an
and
old
I,
one.
I will watch
Sean
this
and I
movie.
will watch Captain Blood, but you have to watch
Pull
the
it.
Goonies.
Tell me what year that is. Get rid of this thing on the bottom.
I can't.
35. 1935.
Jeez. That's almost 100
Earl
years
Flynn.
old.
Earl Flynn was he was the big shot back then. That was Earl Flynn.
Flynn sounds like a pirate's name, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's a real pirate's name.
Yeah.
The Black Swan.
Yes.
Now,
See,
this is
when
a ballet movie. I've seen this.
I originally,
No,
I saw this on the list before we pulled it up. I'm like, The Black Swan is definitely not a pirate movie.
No, this is
but it's a different one.
Yeah, this is a different one. What year is that? 42.
42.
Wow.
Oh, an Academy Award that no longer exists today. Best Cinematography Color. So cinematography used to be split into black and white and color.
Yeah.
They should bring that back. Pirates of the Caribbean,
Let's
The Curse.
go.
There you go.
This movie, say what you want about the rest of them, but this movie,
I think the second one's the best.
man, I saw this movie in the theaters when it first came out.
Yeah, but you
And
gotta watch
I
that
was
one.
like absolutely blown away.
Oh,
Like blown,
sick.
like it was like the whole, it was amazing. The whole, it was terrifying, but also like wildly entertaining.
Kachmar, did
and
you see all the
funny.
Pirates of the Caribbean movies?
Yeah.
You don't like.
I was
Davy
actually
Jones?
down where they were all filmed. Not when they were filming there, but I sailed all those areas. Not all of them, but most of them. Where they were filmed.
They got all the good myths: Davy Jones, Calypso, the Kraken,
Yeah.
the gold, pirate gold, curses, undead pirates.
Black Spot.
It's the perfect pirate movie.
It's great.
Yeah, and now we
All
have
right,
the best war movies.
So let's
ever.
go. Let's go. Let's do some lifeguarding stuff so we could. I want to just talk about this one kid who.
Yeah, let me.
Yeah. This,
switch our
so anyway,
screens here.
with the Pirates, I think it's the free spirit. I love it, and
sure.
I think it's really good. And which one is this now here?
All right, so
anyway,
we have junior lifeguard helps save pilot after small plane crashes into ocean. Should we play this video or?
no. Well, mute it if you
Yeah,
play
but-
it. Mute it
Okay, we'll see.
Ixnay, the snout, the sound snay.
if it even comes up. Yeah, mute it. Mute it. You got to mute it. Yeah.
We're good.
So junior lifeguard helps save pilot after small
So
plane.
yeah, plane hits.
So
Yeah,
we're,
so
we're
we
looking
got
at a.
Now this has happened around our beach. Whoa, look at that.
Whoa.
Whoa.
So let's
That was a hard hit. That was a hard
That
hit.
was like a nosedive almost.
Yeah,
let's
we
let Sean explain what's happening on the screen.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
we're
good.
looking at like 100 yards out. The plane just went down, still floating, but definitely going down. The crash occurred during the 2022, what was that say? Junior lifeguard tournament? Oh, I think we heard about this.
yeah.
Rushed towards the plane to help. When he got on my board, he had a small cut in his head. I kept asking him, "Hello, sir, are you okay?" So this kid was trained right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and a lot of these planes. I think this was a banner plane. We have them around here, and I've seen 3 crashes, and all pilots got away okay. We had one in Seaside Heights, where the bay is. There's that little island back there. They used to drop the banners there, and or pick them up and drop them off. They would fly in and grab it. And anyway, a plane crashed there. And then a few years ago, a woman pilot, female pilot, had engine problems. She dropped her banner and she landed right in the wash, and maybe right on the beach actually. She didn't get hurt at all. And then there was another one, same thing. They crash landed, but none of them got hurt. Those planes go real small. They have what's called very low stall speeds, like 25 miles an hour. I mean, they could go that slow before they crash. But that one hit pretty hard. A lot of these.
I have an issue with the title of this article.
Why?
Why?
Because it says the kid helped out with the rescue. All he did was ask him if he was okay.
Well, he was
What do
like,
you mean? No, he took the board out there. He took the board
No,
and
he
got him
didn't.
out. Yeah, he did.
Oh, when he got up, you're right.
Yeah.
I
No,
apologize.
no,
And I
no,
apologize to you, Jake Schaffer.
No,
My
no,
bad.
No. I mean,
Okay.
once he got him on the board and everything. I mean, that plane was sitting there. He had to get him out of the plane. I don't know how much he had to drag him out. It doesn't really say that, but he did a good job getting.
We
him
should
out.
ask Jerry Faulkner about that.
Well, he's in Florida. This is California.
And in San Diego, they're actually just starting their lifeguard tryouts for the 2023 or 2023 season. Guess what the starting salary is for a
Like, is
San
it
Diego
yearly,
lifeguard?
hourly?
Yeah,
What are we
take this
talking about?
off.
I think this is coincides with their fire department. But what do you think their starting wage starts with to be a San Diego lifeguard?
$70K.
No, I'm talking hourly pay.
I would say-
35.
I'd say 50.
Okay, you guys know the game, but you weren't close. It starts out at $22, and it goes up like Starting pay 29. So anywhere from 22 to 29,
starting.
you can be there your first year making $30 an hour.
And then what does it go up to?
It doesn't say, but we've looked into it prior shows, and 300,000 for the year.
Well, that's part-time.
Class trip to
this is
San
not
Diego.
part-time.
See, you have a lot of part-time lifeguards, and then if you make it to the full-time, which is very, I'm very assume very difficult, that's where you get the big money,
Yeah.
And like in Florida, I think Jerry was telling us they're under the fire department. So it's just like being a fireman or a police officer. So it's commensurate with their salary. I don't know what their salaries are down there, but I mean, here it could be 60 to 100 grand. I think state troopers in New Jersey start out around 60, 70 grand. And then, that's starting. Plus all your benefits, and then you go from there.
Oh yeah, no, we're just advocating for all the people to get paid.
Well, we should definitely be getting paid more money. And all
Socialism.
lifeguards.
Let's go.
Not socialism. I mean, it's just,
For
it's,
sure.
it's listen, they're having a hard time.
Karl Marx was onto something.
No, he wasn't capitalist. He wanted to have the state. See, we could get into this whole thing, but that's state run. That'll be you work for the state. You don't get paid.
Yeah, I just came up with a new game.
You don't get paid.
Try to get Kachmar to go on a rant by saying as little words as possible.
Marxism.
But you guys get confused. Yeah, that's just the opposite.
Communism is the way.
Well, right now I was talking about a little politics. I was reading. So when they talk about all these news articles and on the internet, they're like the right is jeopardizing democracy. What they're really saying is they're jeopardizing. If you really look into it and understand what they're pushing, you're jeopardizing. The people on the right are jeopardizing the left's the democratic socialism. It's not communism yet, but it's democratic socialism. And so we get confused. The problem is with a lot of things that people talk about, they don't look at the definitions and understand. There's a big difference between democratic socialism and social democracy. Big difference. It's not. They're similar, but there is differences in. But bottom line is, if you read Karl Marx, and what you do is you start with social. You get rid. Your ideal is to get rid of capitalism. Now, in the pure communist, there's no capitalism. Unless it's in China model right now, you have state capitalism. So the state runs it, but
and the state owns all the businesses, basically.
Right. So what a lot of people like AOC, they're more like communist light.
Do you think that there's like a sweet spot that does exist? We're getting to
that's the argument. That's the argument.
We're getting to a point in the future where we know for a fact a lot of jobs are going to just be done by automation, right? Even the shit Sean and I want to do, like writing. They already have AIs that scare the shit out of me.
Oh my God.
That make me feel like I'm wasting my time.
They do incredible art too.
Yeah,
actual physical.
Dude, because even 6 months ago, the AI art, I was like, but it still looks weird and you can't really tell what it is. Dude, I saw one today that looked like someone made and rendered it in Unreal Engine. And it's
yeah, but I'll tell you what.
My point being, so many jobs, delivery, any type of creative work is going to get to a point where it's going to be done by an AI or some type of machine.
I don't agree with that. I don't think so. It could be. Listen,
scary good.
Listen, I can tell you,
scary good.
I see it, and it takes a lot of energy to have those things work. It becomes a level of what do you call it? Capacity. And
it takes a lot of energy to keep raising kids and making more creative.
Right. And we you say that, but then again, we still can't cure half the cancers. We still have in this country 110,000 people dying of drug overdoses. We still have rapes, murders. I know one of the things that's interesting. The president of the United States just had a executive order, and what they're talking about, which is really scary but interesting, is to program the cells. In other words, not
CRISPR?
not AR.
Well, that's gene editing.
But let me get back to this thing about where what you have alternatives in this country and in the world. If you go back and look at what history, 4,000 years, and a really good individual to listen to is Victor Davis Hanson. He's written a lot of books. Just came out with the one called Dying Citizen, and what we have in the United States and to a certain degree Europe is an experiment. It's never been done before. Nobody, and especially in the United States, where else in the world do you have a representative government? Wait, listen. Let me finish. Nowhere in the world do you have a constitutional republic with so many diverse people, where even though it's eroding, who's sailing in it, who runs the country, where the power originates is in the individual person. India doesn't have that, even though it's the biggest democracy. Nowhere in the world do you have what you have here, and we're we're teeter-tottering on losing it. And
I think
the world will go dark. I'm
I
telling
think
you.
what we're looking at, and like I'm no fucking political scientist, and I've never taken the time.
If
to
you
study
want to get into
politics
this,
at all.
this is not our politics show, though.
But here's the way I'm looking at it is like I was saying with all this automation coming down the pipeline. Like we're looking at a situation where there's absolutely no precedent, where like.
What do you mean?
We're gonna have to find ways to govern ourselves that have never even been thought of before because there's a lot of change coming.
Listen,
I don't think you know how much change is coming.
I could see
you were just talking about
slow down.
Cellular editing down at the cells. Like that's gonna change fundamentally like who we are as people and how we think and interact with each other.
All right. Well, I can tell you, I differ. I respectfully disagree with you. Can you imagine being, say, we had this thing going here where we had a conversation in 1910. 1905.
Yeah, it's
wait. So no, let's not. It's still listen. These guys are just starting this with this plane. You know, we never thought you could fly. There was no phones. There was no TV. There was no electricity.
And the leap we're going through right now.
It's the same thing.
It's like 50 times.
Right. But it doesn't matter. It's still a leap from such one area to the next. It's just a different leap. Yeah, we're gonna. Who knows where we're gonna be? But can you imagine?
He's looking at a glass half full. To be honest.
No. You missed my point. No,
it's not a bad. No, it's not
what
a
you're
bad
saying is that this is unbelievable change. Yes, but we've had unbelievable change. Just like
I'm not saying we're not capable of it. I'm saying we're gonna have to get really creative in the way we.
We have to evolve. What we have to do is evolve into our technology.
Well, that's what I'm.
That's the point I'm making. That's where the danger. But go back to this. When you talk about all of this, and again, I didn't want to get into politics, but when you look at people say, "Oh my God, it's the end of the world." We've had wars. We have 2 of them. We had. Civil War. We've had, Genghis Khan.
Wars.
Go back and look at what in Europe when you had, Genghis Khan or
that guy was a real piece of shit. Apparently,
You really?
Alexander the Great. Go back to the Egyptians, the wars. The Romans. The Greeks and the wars with the what's the one 300?
I keep it 300.
No, who's the
Greek?
The Persians and the Greeks.
Yeah, what was the other one? Trojans. All of that. Yeah, and Sparta and all of that. So my point is that nothing's new. The technology is unbelievable. But let me tell you another thing.
No, but these people weren't editing each other like the futures.
That's the thing. Like
we're making smarter, better people quicker.
We're making fundamental changes to what it means to be human. Yeah. If I can go in and if you have some kind of predisposition towards cancer, and within the next 20 years I can go in and just tweak a little.
What I'm saying is
that changes everything about how we even think about the world.
But the same ideas were out there during the 1930s. There was a thing in the United States and in Germany and Europe called eugenics.
Eugenics.
Yeah.
That's what Hitler was trying to do.
Hitler. Well, in the United States we tried to do it, and you wanted to breed a super race. And in fact, in the United States, if they thought if you're born with deformity, you try to breed it out. So now we just have better technology to try to do it. I don't think anything's new and exciting. The technology is really good. But I always tell you this, and this is when you say we're going to reach this point, and AI and all that. Yeah, as long as we don't kill ourselves, we still have enough nuclear weapons pointed at each other right now. Think about it. What it is right now, I have a gun pointed at your head. You have a gun pointed at my head. And in the meantime, we're going to try to make robots. One false move, and Einstein's I don't want to say theory, but prophecy will come true. And he said, Einstein, and he said, I don't know how World War III is going to be fought, but World War IV is going to be fought with sticks and stones.
I'm just going to say, Marx thought this was going to happen. We were going to point guns at each other and big bombs.
You know what's an interesting thought?
And what's going to be left? And then you start, and then you know what? Here's the thing, Sean. And then it starts all over again. It starts all over again.
Yeah.
This is good content.
Do you think the pyramids make use sound energy to talk to the stars?
Listen, you go watch. There's a Star Trek. There's one Star.
The pyramids were power plants.
If you want to see, no, they were, yeah,
they were. All right, listen, I gotta get going, but I'll leave you guys with this thought.
Let's go. Just put the one other. What other?
Wait, I gotta go in. Seagirt Lifeguards just made a post about their staff. They have 74 guards on staff.
Seagirt.
22 of them have 10 years or more of experience.
Damn.
12 of them have 20 or more experience. 9 have 30 years or more experience. And 2 have 40+ years of experience.
Shout out Timmy Harmon.
That is a tight knit group of dedicated people.
They run a good show up there.
They do.
And, we got to get him back on the show. Anyway, we're getting off into politics here.
I gotta split. But one more thought about the AI.
Let me have the stuff here.
Or do you want to just have Sean move over to the producer chair?
Yeah.
When we turn on the AI, I think the first thing it's going to do is just disarm all the missiles.
No, it's not. We have it. Listen, we have
yogurt?
you have AI right now. My point is that human nature has not evolved, and I know what you're talking about, and where it's going to go. The robotics are pretty
But
impressive.
no, and I'm making the same point. Like
Right.
human nature has always remained the same.
Right.
We're at the first time ever in human history where human nature will be it will be defined differently.
That's why you guys got like,
And we're not preparing for it.
Like Elon Musk. No, I swear, like he wants to go to Mars. Have another place.
Imagine like the CRISPR and the Neuralink stuff, just kind of like we get rid of all our tribalism. Like we just stop like just judging instantly.
Well, yeah, if I can read your thoughts and I can know every intention behind like. But
you don't want to play
like
God.
a depressing future to think about though. Like if we can communicate like telepathically, like and I can know every little thing about you, like where's the fun in life? Like
so I'll leave you with this. Go watch the first set of Star Trek shows. Okay, I'm not kidding around. And there's one there where
You got to watch the Goonies, though, Kachmar.
no, but
you gotta watch the
listen.
Goonies.
They go to a planet where all is left of the civilization are these jars with like their brains in there.
Futurama.
And they got to the point where, and they talked about it. They actually got through the point of where they didn't destroy themselves, and they got smarter and smarter, and they didn't have to use their bodies anymore, and then they were pure energy in their minds.
Yeah, that scares me.
And here's the thing: they long for.
I'm not going to be me anymore.
They long for their
that's the
bodies.
fear.
But the moral of the story is they long for their bodies, and they got to the point where they were so smart, so sophisticated that they destroyed each other. And I don't know, and that's another way to look at it.
Well,
you could do these thought experiments about where we're going to go. There's a Russian scientist, and he talks about different levels of civilization. 1, 2, 3, and 4.
The Kardashev scale, I think.
Right,
it's
like
called.
we're like not even
We're not even 1.
No.
I think
And-
1.
Right.
I think 1 is when you.
I think we're
One is where you could control your weather.
Something like that.
There will be
yeah.
nobody ever die. We can
Or
control
it's one
hurricanes.
nuclear energy.
Nah,
So-
we got one. No,
But like
no,
the next step up is literally building a structure around the entire sun to harvest the energy. of the
right,
sun.
or the whole universe. So my point is that
Call it a Dyson sphere.
you don't have any idea where we're going. But anyway,
Nobody does.
No, but listen, we got a long way to go. We're like ants crawling around. We still got a long way to go. We haven't evolved in anything differently. But I can tell you right now, if we don't preserve Western civilization, especially the United States, we'll never get there. Because if we go revert to the way it was, communism, it's just going to be fighting. It doesn't present itself in that light. I know the Russians were pretty sharp, but this Western civilization, especially the United States, breeds the ability for people to think off grid and invent things. I mean, look at all the stuff that's been that has come around in the 21st century. It's all the United States, pretty much.
Yeah,
and it's not just white; it's black.
to make nuclear things.
Well, that was some of the Jews. Yeah, they were Nazis. So there was some, no doubt about it. But that was Western. Where all
it was Western civilization.
Yeah,
I
and
heard
a lot of
wasn't-
it.
or not Hitler. Einstein wasn't even that smart.
No, he was brilliant. I mean, go study his stuff. I mean, I can tell you.
Yo.
No, but I tell you, if you look at what was the basis of a lot of the people who flourished like this, it was the Judeo-Christian worth ethic, the morality. And I'm not so sure you could do that anywhere else. I mean, if you look at most. But anyway, let's get out of here. Go. You got to go. Come on, Sean. Let's talk about a little lifeguarding. And
Boo.
you don't want to talk about
I get to
lifeguarding
leave for
today.
the boring part.
All right. We won't talk about lifeguarding. You got to come on my show. We talk about politics. I get it all keyed up.
We
I
talk
have-
about
right
politics on this show. Cash, you want to do the cash quiz?
Well, let's let him get out of
All
here.
right,
He's
let
gotta
me
go.
let me sit in for the first couple questions.
All right, go ahead.
All right.
All right, because I want to. Yeah, I'm pretty tired myself too.
All right. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
What grants a higher longevity and happiness
You're off the screen, so look. Right.
more than money or sex?
Say it again.
What grants a higher longevity and happiness more than money or sex?
More than money or sex. Money or less. No, either. So it's not more than those things. I would say. well, health, but I mean, I don't. I'm trying to think that. So money is an object, sex is an activity. I'm trying to. I mean, to me, the most important thing is family and friends.
Here we go.
You know, so I would say family. You know, marriage or.
Bing, bing, bing.
Yeah.
Marriage is disproportionately leads to higher happiness amongst people. Living a married life is associated with higher life satisfaction levels than being single, divorced, separated, or widowed, and grants higher happiness.
Well, I tell you this
money.
though, the problem with marriage, it could lead to divorce.
Sure.
And if you ask me, what's the worst thing that detracts away from life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness is divorce. So. You go high, but you go low. So, well, who used to say that? They go low, we go high, or
You take the high road, I'll take the low road.
So anyway, listen,
also-
marriage is a good thing, and it gives stability. It's for family, for kids, and that's really we when you talk about where we should be going, that's the most important thing. Family and friends. There's nothing more important in life.
I really misjudged how far my soccer is.
Also, kissing one's partner every morning has been linked to an even higher indication of longevity.
Yeah. Depends on where.
Listening, Sean and
It
Tyler's
depends on where. It depends on where you kiss them. They
Just
don't.
read the second one. You don't have to read it.
Depends on where you kiss them, though.
I thought this was about pirates.
No.
So, Sean, why don't you go sit over here, Sean?
Sean put together a good quiz.
Yeah,
All right,
good.
boys.
We'll do this, and then we could.
Viva Lifeguards off duty.
All right, take care.
Hey, keep them tight. Stay out, stay alive.
Our Tyler's leaving today. He's
All
got
right.
to go basketball. Take care, Tyler.
Ready
Close the
for
door.
question 2, Cash?
Yeah, go ahead. We'll keep on going. We'll go a little bit longer on the show today, so it'll be good.
The original translation of the word bride is a Proto-Germanic word, meaning what?
Well,
Bride.
I
Where do you
know.
think it
I know. If
stems
you're not
from?
married, they used to call them a spinster.
What is a spinster?
A spinster is a single woman. And when my first marriage was down in the Caribbean, and on the piece of paper they called her a spinster,
I mean, it's accurate, I guess.
but a bride.
Proto-Germanic.
Bride. Well, I think it sounds like bright, a sunshine, something, illuminated.
Cash, I hope Virginia's listening.
What is it? Oh, yeah. She's probably not, but
The bride originates from the word cook,
cook, really?
like chef.
Ooh, that's what do you call it? That's what is it? Chauvinistic.
I know, but your answer was on par. You went with brightness for bride instead of cook.
Yeah, well, cook. I mean, back in the day, one of the first, religions were you worship the woman because the woman was life. Without a woman, nothing else, everything ended. So a woman gave birth. So that was like some of the first things that were worshipped, a woman. So anyway. So go ahead.
Question.
What's next one?
Question 3. How many times a year do you think the average married couple does the deed?
Say it again. The average marriage couple
Does the deed.
That's hard because you got
How many times per year? Not per week or day.
Oh, per year.
Per year.
Well, it depends on how old, but I mean, I would say, let me just think.
Yeah, this is everything. It's like the 16-year-olds that are married.
Per year. Well, there's 52 weeks. I would say probably, if I have to average it out, I'd probably say 50 times a year.
Okay. That's good. 68.5.
Okay, there.
So just like 1.2 probably.
Yeah.
week.
You figure the young and the old, so. I mean, and I tell you, this day and age, what happens a lot of times, and people don't realize this. You get married, and then you have kids, and kids put a kibosh on everything, man. I mean, it's good to have kids, but you ain't, you're not like
They're needy.
No, well, you don't have a lot of time. You're tired. It's hard to do everything. And when you're young, it's good. And when you're old, the problem is you start to get, your joints hurt you. Although I got some of my patients who are, they're pretty crazy. So
I want to preface, because I don't think we said it
Right.
on air, that Kachmar is getting married this weekend. By the
oh
way.
yeah, it's Saturday.
I think we just jumped into that. Cash is
Yeah.
getting married right
Here
there on the
it is.
whiteboard.
Here it is on our whiteboard. Yeah, the 24th at Spring Lake in Walden on the Park. Walden on the Pond.
On the pond.
So it can be nice, real nice. So what else do you have? How many more you got there? Go
Two
ahead.
more.
Go ahead.
All right. How much do you think the most expensive wedding cost?
Oh,
How much?
what in the world? Like
the
the
whole
most?
world ever.
Oh, I
I'll give you a
guarantee.
hint. It happened 40
Oh.
years ago.
I would say it could easily be in 5 million.
you want to know?
Yeah, go ahead.
It was 44 million
Woo!
in Dubai.
44 million. Wow.
That oil money.
Wow. That's pretty tough to spend 44 million. What the hell they buy? What'd they have on that one?
Yeah, what did they have? I mean, there's those big. There's the. Is that town or the city that is built on water? Is that around, or was that around the 80s?
Yeah, I don't know, 40 million. Well, you know what? I mean, I've been to weddings. I mean, I tell you what, the average wedding now is probably between 50 and 100 grand.
Yeah, but this one,
I mean,
this
that's
one they probably
nothing.
had like Lambos driving each
Right,
couple
right,
in.
right.
Like,
But can you imagine right now? I mean, for like the average, I mean, it's 50 to 100 grand easy.
yeah, and everyone expects it too.
Yeah. That's a lot of money, man. It's a lot of money for these kids, you know. Well, people give, so you offset it. Yeah, people give money at the wedding, but still. I mean, I was at a wedding not too long ago, one of my good friends, his daughter, and oh my God, I mean, it had to be over 100 grand. I mean, they had station after station. They had one station, it was seafood, I mean, it was lobster, it was just ridiculous. I mean, it was probably about 300 people.
I went to a really nice wedding. It was actually the mansion that it took place in. Have you seen the show Outer Banks? It took place in the where the show was filmed.
Yeah.
Funny enough, the show's called Outer Banks. It was filmed in South Carolina.
Yeah.
So just in Charleston, South Carolina. So nowhere near the
Outer
actual
Banks,
Banks,
yeah.
like 10 hours away.
Yeah. Yeah. I was in the Outer Banks, by the way. It's pretty nice there.
I was
Outer
just
Banks.
there last week. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's a pretty neat place. But the getting marriage is I mean, the wedding is very expensive. So what else do you have? Give me another one. So go ahead.
I have like some tiers off of this one that'll fun. One actually, we talked about movies. This is so hint. It was an actress. Also, the most expensive wedding ring. How much do you think it cost? And that'll segue.
The most expensive wedding ring. Well, again, it's probably millions and millions. I mean, if you have I would say $2 million, $3 million, not even close.
8.8.
8.8 million.
And it was, and you're gonna, you know who it was given to? I think you know. Very famous actress. She played Cleopatra. Starred in a movie called Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, and Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf.
Yeah,
very famous actress.
Yeah, I know who played in it, Vivian Lynn, but that's not her.
Do you remember the Cleopatra movie?
It wasn't Elizabeth Taylor.
It was.
It was Elizabeth.
Bing,
She was
bing,
on.
bing.
She was on.
Virginia Woolf.
Hot Tin Roof. Wait. Oh, yeah, that's right. Hot Tin Roof. That was a. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, she was in that movie. Right. Elizabeth Taylor. She was She played next to Paul Newman.
I haven't seen it either.
Yeah. It's. I'm trying to think who the writer is, and I used to know it, and that's a great. I read the book. I watched the movie. And it's a really good one. He has a fractured ankle, and it's a whole thing.
Are they stuck on a hot tin roof?
No, but it's kind of like the movie's hot. It's like they're in down south, and it's warm, and there's a lot of things going on. The father's dying. It's a pretty good movie. That is a good movie. Who is the author? Right, see who they say. Who is the author
Of Hot Tin Roof?
Yeah. I just want to throw that out there. That's a great movie. Can't think of who the
Cat on a Hot Tin Roof.
Here it is, right here. Who's the author? Yeah, Elizabeth Taylor.
She
Yeah,
played
Burr Rice.
Maggie Pollitt.
Yeah. Who's the
Who made the book or the movie?
yeah, the book. Who is it?
There's a 3-play
Oh,
actor.
Tennessee Williams.
No idea.
That's it. Yeah, Tennessee Williams. Yeah, he is unbelievable. I think he also did Streetcar Desire. Yeah, there is a Streetcar Desire 47. That's another great movie.
He did. Oh no.
Death of a Salesman. Artie. Oh, Death of a Salesman. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's a
you
great
didn't
book.
you read that book probably in high
I
school?
read Death of a Salesman.
Yeah. And but the two ones here, Sweet Bird of Youth is good, but The Night of the Iguana. The two that I would really recommend people is the Death of a Salesman, the Streetcar Named Desire, and of course the one we're talking about,
Cat on a Hot Tin Roof.
Yeah. Oh man, what great, just unbelievable.
You got to watch The Goonies though, Kachmar.
Yeah, I will. So, what other questions you got for me? How am I doing?
I got one. I think you're doing pretty good. You didn't get Cook. You got Marriage. I'll give you that. So you got one. You got Elizabeth Taylor. So I'm gonna give you half a point. So you're at 1.5 right now.
Yeah, get this out of here. Yeah, so you're.
Last question. All right. The traditions of carrying, this is a mouthful. The traditions of carrying a bride across the threshold after the ceremony, the bride wearing a veil, a bride keeping a sugar cube in her dress, a flower girl throwing flowers down the aisle, and having bridesmaids dress similar to the bride are all intended to do what for the ceremony?
Intended to do what?
They're
Well, I would, I would think to focus on the bride, and how special she is. Very sort of superstitial things.
It's superstition. It's all
yeah.
superstition intended to bring good fortune and keep away evil spirits.
Yeah. I've been to a couple Jewish weddings. I like when they put them on the chairs.
Yeah.
And you think, because everybody's been drinking now, okay, and then they put them up on the chairs and they have the string or whatever. Because they put the glass and they skip it, but then they got the chairs and they're dancing all around, and you're like, oh, and they almost fall a couple times, especially when they're like.
Do they strap the bride in now?
No. Well, now if they got some, girls, if they're pretty, if they're
some big girls,
chubby, big girls, that could be pretty dangerous. You got to go if you have any Jewish friends. You got to go to a Jewish wedding. I mean, it's really a lot of fun and really great. I've been to all different kind of weddings. Irish. I was at an Irish wedding in a firehouse. Okay. And actually in the firehouse, And there was actually a fire call that went on in the end, but that was crazy. And Polish, Italian weddings, or there's all kinds of And you talk about I don't want to say tribalism, but the.
Are you guys having Ava be the flower girl?
Yeah, but she's gonna sing. She's gonna sing a song, so she's gonna sing a little bit.
That's sick.
Yeah, she's.
Can you tell me what song she's singing, or the audience?
What's she gonna sing? She's gonna sing. Well, supposedly a surprise to me, but I think what's the one? Not Holy Holy. What's the one? It'll come to me. I have to think about it because we were talking about 5 of them.
So is she gonna be the flower girl?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Is Virginia putting a sugar cube in her dress?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't.
She's wearing a veil.
Yeah, but I don't. This is both our second marriages, so it's not like
Yeah, it's about the fun.
Yeah, I'm trying to think which one they picked. They didn't tell me yet, so I think it's going to be a surprise for me. So I don't really know.
The bridesmaids, all wearing the same or a very similar outfit,
right,
is a Chinese tradition intended
to
like trick evil spirits into like not knowing who the actual bride is.
I see. Well, that's pretty. It's funny. Now this new thing where they got, every time I've been to these weddings where they come running out, like they introduce the wedding party, and they go, "This is Brad," and they have to do some stupid dance, like it's kind of like
it's a little cheesy.
It's really cheesy. I think it's kind of dumb. I think it's embarrassing. I feel bad for the people because they try to do something. Some people, I guess, really, get creative. So, anyway, that's it with the questions.
That's all I got.
All right, so we're almost, there. I know we had a short day today, and we were kind of like just threw this together. But anything else with lifeguarding you want to talk about, or no?
That's all the news I picked up on the week.
Yeah, we had we'll just want to finish up. This is going to be another weekend, and it's going to be pretty rough ocean around here in our area. We had quite a few drownings. Well, I don't know, we had about 10 drownings, right?
Tyler commented at least twice. I don't know what he was referring to. I'm assuming it's some part of the quiz.
Oh, well, anyway, we just, we love our quizzes. Anyway, getting back to our lifeguarding stuff, we had a great season. We got one more weekend on the beach, and we're done. Obviously, I'm not working this weekend. We got a hurricane. What's the name of the hurricane off the coast?
I think it's Fiona.
Fiona. So we're going to get some some ocean, probably Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, maybe Monday too. And it's going to be decent weather, so hopefully nobody drowns. But we've had a few this past week. And that's typical for our area. It gets bad, and lifeguards are gone, and then it gets a little bit crazy. But we've had a pretty good summer, a pretty good run. So, and that's it. I've had a long week. I've been on call all week, so I'm kind of tired. We didn't really have time to prepare today. But we wanted to get a show out just to say hello to everybody. Yeah, so I'm getting married. Yeah, it's going to be good. I'll have all the lifeguards coming there, and that'll be good. And what else do we have? You guys had a banquet?
Well, I mean, we could tell them that we're me and Tyler are rowing Virginia.
With the boat, yeah. How about this with the other stuff too? I wanted to ask you because I just mentioned it. What about you guys had a banquet? How was that? That was because you posted on Facebook and everything.
We had a banquet. It was simple. We didn't really have like official awards. Just everyone hanging out. It was a nice place. Ocean on
where was it?
The Ocean Club or Bar in Park.
All right. So
It was
good.
nice.
It was good. You got to have stuff like that. We used to have, well, this summer we had a lobster bake. So we don't cook the lobster anymore. We have it catered, and after Sandy, we weren't allowed to build big fire pits. So we have it catered, and we have like a barbecue. And it's a Wednesday night, we'd have fireworks. So it was really nice. And this summer was really good. And then we would usually have a banquet, an official one. We didn't have it this year either. And again, we kind of got away from it.
Yeah, we haven't had an official one in years.
And one of the problems, too, is the banquet used to be, you have alcohol, you drink. The problem is a lot of the kids that we have lifeguarding now are 16, I mean, 80% of the beach are not, under 21. So you can't really have a venue with liquor. That isn't where we stopped it, but it just became a real problem. And we used to also have Christmas parties every year, really, really good Christmas parties, and they were great. And a lot of kids would come back and look forward to it. We had some big, big Christmas parties. So I don't know, it's you talk about how things change. And I think a lot has to do with the young kids. You're not going to.
Everyone's younger now working.
Yeah.
I mean, except for Seagert. Seagert's got all those old heads still coming around.
Seagarts are. There's a lot of really good beaches. I mean, we're not. We have a lot of what's it called, experience. But if you look at the beaches down south, Atlantic City, Ventnor, Cape May. I mean, they have. Some of them are a lot bigger. I mean, I don't know how many lifeguards are in Atlantic City because there's like 4 big beaches. And Seagart's a pretty sizable beach. Lavalette has a lot of experience. So I think we all have pretty good. I give credit to Tim Harmon up there. He runs a really, really good show.
Good tight
ship, yeah. And every beach patrol, gets better and worse. I mean, I think Chicago beach patrols. I mean, I've been watching the stuff, the ones in Australia. I mean, there's some really solid. Quality people. One thing's for sure, though, the trend is that you have in a beach patrol, you have very, very young and very, very old, and there's not a lot in between. If you have a beach patrol that you can have that people in between, that's a great mix. And, we are trying to get some of our older guys, mid-range to come back, but it's hard. They have other responsibilities.
Yeah.
And also, they can make a lot of money other places. The towns have to realize they got to pay if you want to have these people. And I think they are starting to realize. I mean, look at State Park. They pay $18.50 for starting,
It's pretty good.
And commensurate with the officers. So it's coming up and up and up. So I think it's going to come around. But anyway, Sean, let's, what do you say we pack this in? I'm kind of tired today, and we did a great show. I think we could, I'm going to have to get you. You're going to have to come on my show. We can talk about politics. Or we can change
talk about
this.
all politics. That's what happens on the Lifeguards stand, Kachmar.
Yeah, I know.
You
We
just
talk
go
about
places.
lifeguards. I'm just, I wasn't prepared. I'll tell you what we'll do. Next time, we'll talk about lifeguarding and politics. How does that sound?
All right.
And we'll give it a little heads up. Because we should be doing a little bit of that. We should be investigating the stuff that happens. Like, there's a lot of stuff going down in Chicago and also California, with the high salaries and there's always crazy
Something
stuff
to look
going.
into.
Yeah. But there's also election coming up, so it's going to get. We could get political. What most lifeguards are they? Are they?
I bet it's really split with lifeguards.
Yeah. Well, the younger kids, I don't know anymore. Our beach, it seems to a lot of kids on our beach are quite conservative. They're Christian. I see probably 3/4 of our beach wear crosses, crucifixion.
Yeah, I would say so.
And I think it's kind of, but I don't know. That's something we have to follow into. But anyway, why don't we say goodbye, because I am beat tired, man. I'm hanging on by threads. I was on call all week, and I've been operating all week long, and I just saw a ton of patients, and I am spent. So.
Do you want to hit them with the salute?
Well, you could do that. I could get you to say, listen, before you do that, just put my stuff up. Everybody out there who's on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, do us a favor. We're on YouTube, we're on Rumble, and we're on Facebook. Please subscribe, like us. Also, send us an email on drkachmar
At iCloud.com.
Right, and then our Instagram, throw that out.
LG.association on Instagram.
And, I'm a doctor. I'm a board-certified reconstructive foot and ankle surgeon, and my webpage is JerseyShoreFootAndLegCenter.com, JerseyShoreFootAndLegCenter.com. You can check that out. Anyway.
Don't hesitate to reach out.
Yeah, and watch us. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say that the season's over, so the beaches are unprotected.
Stay out and stay alive. Stay out and stay alive. And we're every Tuesday. Keep on watching us, and hopefully we're going to continue to grow and get better content and more videos. And we just started this out, so and this summer was
We're
rough.
only getting better, people.
Yeah, we had a long summer. It was tough to do this. So anyway, take care of everybody, and we'll see you next week.
Stay out. And
Stay alive.